Dear viewers, welcome to yet another edition of Your Life, Your Money. Lot of people ask me lot of questions. People ask me in the comment section, people personally message me, people ask me during my interaction with them, those people who have asked for my services. I have collated these questions over different videos. I keep trying to answer these questions so that the larger audience will get the correct answers on that. Today I'm going to answer 5 questions, the major questions asked by my viewers. This is NRI Money Clinic for you, and I am Dr. Chandrakant, but your financial guide for a happy living.
NRI Money Clinic. No hype, just the right advice.
The question number 1, is it possible to retire early? The answer to this question is, it's not possible to retire early for a large number of people. I wouldn't be wrong to say for 99% of the people, it's not possible to retire early. The quicker you understand this truth, you work better. Now there is a movement which is going on, retire early, financial freedom. Is there anything wrong in it? There is nothing wrong in it. It's a business model for people who are in this industry to sell the dream to you. There is nothing wrong. If you follow the dream, there is nothing wrong. But do not be having too much of expectation that you will succeed to retire very early. That's not possible. The life is a process of evolution. It takes time. It takes time for you to stabilize in life. You will pass through different stages of life. Your incomes will not suddenly rise. It will happen over a certain number of years. You will mature in your career as times pass by. It is not in 1 or 2 years. It is a decades that you will take. Normally it takes 10 to 15 years minimum for you to mature in your career. And then you have a very mature period of high earnings. By that time you will get into a high expense period of your life. All in all, it is very safe to say retiring early will remain a dream. I have spoken about this in my one of the detailed videos, which is called Live Well, Retire Well is a sustainable concept. Please do watch this video where I have articulated my thoughts on that. Now, if you come in contact with somebody who says that it is possible to retire early, there is nothing wrong. But a word of caution for you. In pursuit of your dream of retiring early, don't do wrong things. Say, for example, somebody says, trade your ways, buy cryptos, do leveraged buying and kind of a thing. Don't do that. Instead of retiring early, if you follow that particular methodology, the chances are that you have to work extra years. But follow the model, which is invest wisely, invest small amounts, don't touch your invested amount, allow it to compound over years. You see the effects of compounding over longer periods of time. When we talk about longer periods of time, it's 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. If you're a 30-year-old person who is watching this video, you retire at 60. That means the benefits of compounding comes at the fag end of your career. So don't do the mistake of trading your ways, buying into something fancy, trying to bet on those odd stocks, thinking that you will become very rich. That will not work out. What about the example of people who have retired early? Simple. They are by exceptions. There is an element of luck which gets involved in it. There could be a Narayana Murthy, there could be a Zuckerberg, there could be an Elon Musk. If they have made lots of money, one, they are genius, they are exceptional, and there is an element of luck which gets involved in it. These are the right persons at the right time, and the luck also favored them. So to expect 100% of the population will reach that level is not a truthful way of looking at things. Question number 2. Will equities be the only instrument which will beat inflation? Many people ask, there is so much of a noise around investing in stock market, futures, options, investing in equities is the only way which will beat inflation. Is the answer only equities there? The answer is no. Equities efficiently beat inflation, but it takes time. It is not something which will happen in 1 year, 2 year. People start investing and say, I invested in 3 years, the banks gave me more return, the equities did not give me return. That's perfectly possible. Equities will beat inflation in the long run. And when I say long term, it is not 3 years, 5 years. It should be a period which is more than 10 years. In a short period of time, equities may not even beat the bank. equities may have a negative return. That's perfectly possible. So equities can beat inflation only in the long term. Coming back to the question, is equities the only thing which will beat inflation? I doubt. There can be other instruments. Real estate could be one thing which can beat inflation. That's a perfectly possible. If I compare equities with the real estate has one advantage. Real estate has many disadvantages, but one advantage with real estate could be real estate has a cash flow. If you have residential properties, you can get rent. If you have commercial properties, you can get cash flow. So it can become a second income for you. The problem in real estate, if it's a question of India, is that rental real estate hardly gives you 2% cash flow. Your stocks will also give you a dividend yield of similar to 2%. But if you look at commercial real estate has a rental yield of 8 to 9%, and there is a capital appreciation of 3, 4, 5, 10% depending on the place, the type of property, or where you are invested in. So real estate also has the properties of beating the inflation, and it can give you the good quality cash flow during the investment period. That will not be possible in case of investing in equities. Now you may have a valid question that to invest in commercial real estate, you need to be having a lot of money. Yes, you are right. But I had done videos on fractional commercial real estate, a growing concept in India some time back, which was very positive, and a lot of our clients are invested on that. It's a handsomely good opportunity for people, which gives you 8 to 9%. It's in a nascent stage. The industry is in a very infancy, but it will gain ground over the periods. So you could explore that possibility to beat inflation. Commodities at times could beat inflation, but can't say that the commodity itself will beat inflation. You hold on to gold and it will beat inflation. You can't say that, but they will at least remain in line with inflation. I don't think erosion of purchasing power happens with commodities. Very unlikely, unless that entire commodity goes out of fashion and say tomorrow copper has no utility, or gold will not be accepted, or some commodity is going out of fashion. Very unlikely. So you can make best use of commodities to stay in line with inflation, including precious metals. Real estate could be another thing. Equities, keep in mind, beats inflation only in the long term. Anything could happen in the short term. Question number 3. When I do my financial planning, should I always try to beat inflation? What's the answer for this? Beating inflation is the ultimate goal of investing. No doubt about it. No doubt whatsoever. The money that you have today, if it is worth more than what it is at some point of time in future, it means it has beaten inflation. And that's the whole idea of doing an investment and creating wealth. If it doesn't beat inflation, then we can say it's that probably we have failed in our financial planning exercise. But the twist is, you don't need to be beating inflation at all points of time. What I mean to say is, for your long-term investing, let's say a retirement and you have a new child in the family, child goes to college 17, 18 years of age, you must beat inflation. Your long-term goals must beat inflation. But your short-term goals or your medium-term goals need not beat inflation. If it happens, excellent. If it doesn't happen, you don't have to worry about it. Reason being, the effect of not beating inflation will not be much. And it's practically not possible to beat inflation in the short term or in the medium term. That is why when you do the financial planning, it is very essential to compartmentalize your investment. One of the persons who had done a fact find with me sent me a message telling that why should we put it in different buckets? Can we not put all these things in one single place? Why not put all the foodstuffs that you eat in a plate, mash it up and try to eat it? Do you like it? You don't like it. Each thing that you eat in your plate has a meaning for it, or it will aesthetics, or it will give a particular taste, the way you eat it. All these things are very important. Likewise, in your financial planning, your emergency funds need not beat inflation. The purpose of creating an emergency fund is to create liquidity. But an emergency fund is something which will not be used on a day-to-day basis. It's the exigencies which requires emergency funds to be utilized. So which means to say you can't be idling that money. You don't know when it will come. It may come, it may not come in your life. So you have to put it in an investment account so that The passage of time does not erode its value, it should stay in course. You can use a bank FD, you could put it in a liquid fund or anything like that. In such cases, as long as it keeps pace with the inflation, ideal situation, post-tax, that's fine. It need not beat inflation. So don't be constrained by the fact that you are presented with certain products. It does not beat inflation, so you have to throw it away. That's not the correct thing. Find out what purpose you are investing. What is the time horizon that you have for that goal to be achieved? Based on that, you decide. Long-term investment must beat inflation, no doubts about it. Short to medium term, it may or it may not, but an ideal situation is it must keep pace with inflation. Question number 4. What is the right strategy to adopt? Which strategy should I adopt? This question has been answered by me in many of the videos. I have done detailed videos on what is the purpose of investing? Are you trying to attempt capital appreciation? Are you trying to get a fixed income? And how you have to do it? Detailed videos are there on the channel. Please search on the playlist called Financial Planning. You will find these videos. For your purpose and for the purpose of this video, I'll answer this question in a short form here. There are primarily 2 strategies to be adopted. One is called the fixed income strategy, that you invest your money and you start getting a cash flow. The second is you invest your money, you don't get a cash flow, but you expect the prices of that assets to grow further. Could be land, could be stocks, could be an ETF, could be mutual fund, it could be a flat, anything could be the thing. So one is a capital appreciation and one is the cash flow. Which is the strategy you have to adopt depends on your situation of the day. Are you a youngster? Are you a person in the mid-career? Are you a person who is retired? Will dictate which strategy you have to adopt. One thing very crystal clear I can say here is, at every stage of your life, you need a blend of both fixed income and capital appreciation. To go 100% on fixed income is wrong. To go 100% on a capital appreciation is also wrong. Whether you are a youngster or whether you are a retired person, both should avoid this tendency to move towards either extremes. You need to have a blend. If you are a youngster, you should have less of fixed income strategies and more of capital appreciation strategy. You have a running income in the form of your salary, business income, you are doing ABC, which is creating a cash flow. You don't need that fixed income at this point of time. If you are developing it as a second income, that's fine. But you don't need that money, and you are using the time that is available for you to create wealth. So if you are a youngster, tilt your investment strategy towards capital appreciation and less towards the fixed income. Nevertheless, you must have some fixed income strategies for the various reasons. To keep the length of the video short, I'll not get into this. I've mentioned about in various videos. Go to the playlist called Financial Planning and you will see different videos for different age groups as well over there. If you are a retired person, to say that the retired person should not use capital appreciation strategy is equally wrong. Retired persons also need capital appreciation strategy. Gone are the days where people will die 5-10 years after the retirement. Those days are behind us. Today, if you have survived up to 45 years of age, nature has already selected you to live longer. If you retire at 60, the chances of you living up to 85 to 90 years is real, and it will not happen by exception, but it will happen by design. Imagine the consequences. When you retire at 60 and you live up to 85, 90 years, that means you have 25 to 30 years of retired life. Price erosion will happen if you depend only on fixed income. So even in your case, it is essential that you create a blend of fixed income and capital appreciation strategy. The only care here is it should have more fixed income and less of capital appreciation strategy. If you cannot understand this, you should make best use of the financial planners or the advisors with whom you are working. If you don't have one and you want to use the services of financial planner to derive the best strategy for your investment, you can make best use of services provided by NRI Money Clinic as well. Our number is shown here on the screen. Through a WhatsApp message, you can reach out to us. We have also given a link here in the description box below. Click on that link, it will take you to your WhatsApp message, and you can just send us a message and one of our team members is ever ready to help you. Don't delay. If you have an intention, our time will run out. Make best use of services provided by NRI Money Clinic. Question number 5. This is a question asked by people who are below 40 years of age and mostly people in the age group of below 30 or mid 30s. Does trading create wealth? It's a very simple answer for this. Trading does not create wealth. Trading creates winners and losers. You could be on the side of winning, you could be on the side of losing. One day you could be winning, another day you could be losing. Over a period of time, it's like you're bicycling in a static position. You put the stand to the bicycle, it will not move, and you keep pedaling, and you will remain same. You get a feeling that I am doing some activity. Maybe you are doing a cardio kind of a thing, but you are not covering a distance. A trading does not create continuous winning positions. And trading happens instantaneously. Trading does not happen over 10 years, 15 years. Trading does not create money for you by creation of economic activity. Trading creates money by beating somebody. You bet on something, somebody else bet on something. You have brought some money into the trading ring, he has brought some money into the trading ring. So one person's loss will become another person's gain. So the total amount which is there in a trading ring will always remain same. So it's called a zero-sum game, which means one person loses, other person gains. So the total amount of money which remains there is always the same. Look at the recent SEBI report which said over 90% of the people who came for trading have lost money. What does it tell? Trading is not for you. The quicker you understand, quicker you shy away from the advertisement which show you that you trade, it is very easy way. For me, when I look at this advertisement, it looks very, very funny. Somebody is trying to play on the minds of somebody. Somebody is trying to create a greed in your mind. But quicker you realize that trading does not create wealth, it is beneficial for your financial health. Investing is not like that. Investing is a win-win game. You win, and person who sold it to you would have probably won. I'll tell you a simple story. Your grandfather could have purchased a piece of land in some corner many, many years before. The person who sold this land made his money. Then your grandfather transferred it to your father, and father is selling it now. It has passed 3-4 decades period of time during which you could have cultivated the land, you could have developed the land, given it for rent, could have taken crops, and it has given you a cash flow over 30-40 years. It has made you run your family with the cash flows which you derive from that. You are a beneficiary of that. And in these 30-40 years, the prices of this land or building or the houses have gone up. And now if your dad tries to sell it, he also made his money. And the person who buys it, and if he holds it for next 10, 15, 20 years, he will also make money out of it. This is called investing. In an investing world, nobody has to lose money. It can create win-win situations. Look for win-win situations in your life. Those are very, very beneficial to you. The other thing that you have to keep in mind is anything which pushes up your adrenaline, anything which makes you lose sleep over it is not beneficial to you. So my sincere advice to youngsters or the guys who are habituated to trading, stay away from it. If you are a person who is habituated to trading, it's better you go through a de-addiction of trading. It's a habit forming issue when it comes to question of trading. You can't focus on your family, your career. It's just not that you ruin money in the trading ring. You lose your family life, you lose your career as well. Stay away from it. Dear viewers, I hope you got answers to the questions raised by you. If you did get the answer, please do like this video. Don't forget to share my videos with near and dear ones and friends and relatives. I give you value-filled videos twice a week. If you think these videos are very useful, do consider subscribing to this channel if you have still not subscribed for it. Hit that subscribe button now, press the bell icon. Whenever I release the video, you will be notified. Thank you very much for watching this episode on NRI Money Clinic. I shall be back with you next Friday with my thoughts on your life, your money. Till then, stay safe.
Press the bell icon for more details and subscribe our channel.